is it crazy to talk about the altcoin season starting now? Because when you look back and the next altcoin season takes off, we all realize it started when Bitcoin was at the bottom and everyone was fearing, right? So just when everyone's panicking, this could be the start of altcoin season. When you look back, that's pretty much exactly when altcoins bottom, right? If we're short, Bitcoin could be the bottom. What I'm going to do today is going to give you guys the lowdown on altcoin season that nobody's talking about. Nobody's talking about, with some amazing charts of when altcoin seasons happen, right? For example, like this. This is where we are right now, right? Do you think altcoin season has bottom and this is where it could happen? So basically, look, the Bitcoin, if provided this is bottom, if Bitcoin breaks down, then yes, of course, altcoins can still go down. So here, we could possibly have one more dip as predicted by the price fractal from back in May 2021, which I think is going to happen. I think we're going to have a bounce, short squeeze up to 116 to as high as 118K, right? Higher than what the fractal is indicating. And then one more dip down, right? May not be as low as this, but one more dip to squeeze out the longs, and then up we go for another leg up. I think that's 70% chance, 30% chance we break down to something like 92K, and then we have to reassess. I've been saying that for a long time. Okay, today I'm not just going to only be talking about altcoins. There are some amazing things happening on altcoins right now that nobody's talking about. For example, and I'm going to focus on Zcash, ZEC today as well. That I'm going to tell you something, an explosive secret that nobody's talking about on Zcash and ZEC. That'll make you see ZEC very, very differently, my friend. This is the chart of ETH versus Bitcoin, by the way. With ETH versus Bitcoin, do you see how this is a weekly chart? It topped versus Bitcoin in 18th of August and it's been down ever since. Here was the October 11th crash, and here was the recent crash down in the week of early November. And yet there's this one big massive trend line that told us the big resistance was at 18th of August, was right here, 0.043 area. And yet nobody paid attention. Even I didn't pay attention. I'm going to admit, even I didn't catch that one, right? What is it? When we look back, and what can it tell us about this altcoin season? Look at that. Isn't this an amazing, amazing trend line? It was so obvious. I guess I wish I looked at it more often. Well, take it in, folks. That's a pretty amazing chart, isn't it? Because it basically describes that trend line, the entire drop, the entire downward trend line of Ethereum losing to Bitcoin since the top at August 2022, right? And if you remember, or you could even say this top was at November 2021. Well, November 2021 was when altcoins and Bitcoin topped in the last cycle. And November 2022, a year later, September 2022, was when Bitcoin pretty much bottomed at 15K. Two important landmarks, two double tops for ETH, and ETH has just been underperforming Bitcoin all this time. Underperforming. And all this time, it just basically bounced off this trend line, got rejected off this trend line, and then crashed hard into the April 7th here, right? Trump tariff wars, right? And then basically came up, and then boom, hits this trend line again, boom, major rejection. But so in context of this chart, do we think ETH is down and gone for good, right? Now that we can see the whole big picture. And I'll go on and have a look at Bitcoin dominance as well, see if that offers us any hope for our altcoin season, plus my secret on Zcash, which nobody is telling you. It'll change your outlook on Zcash. Before I get to all of that, first let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo Jimenez use? Well, Pablo uses exchange that's non-KYC, so you don't need to show your ID. That means even the exchange can't see who you are, right? So that means the exchange can't see you, the IRS can't see you, tax office can't see you, FBI, CIA, nobody can see you. Total privacy. That's why Pablo made this exclusive competition with them, right, to win up to 40,000 in prize pool. And basically, just by being in the top 20 of trading volume, you get to win a part of the prize. Be in the top 10 of the P&L contest, you also get to win a prize, right? Plenty of prizes for everybody. And if you're limited time only, folks, this competition finishes on November the 20th. And if you're watching on YouTube right now, then the link is in the description below. But if you're watching it on any other platform, such as this one, that's okay. Just go to my profile page and then click on my Stand link or Linktree, and it should be the first deal that pops up because this is a great deal. Okay, let's get back to the markets, folks. But remember, this deal is only available on the Pablo Human link. Only on the Pablo link. Okay, so that told us basically ETH was in a downtrend, right? It significantly broke down, and now we'll try to challenge that downtrend again, and we broke down. So will this be ETH going down, sinking further? That's one interpretation. Or do we form a bull flag here? See, here's the flagpole. Here's the flag. Do we form a bull flag here, and we break through? And once we break through, then we've broken this entire downtrend of this entire Bitcoin bull run since late 2022, and we keep going, right? In fact, see the blue line here? I would call this not quite a bull flag. I would call it a falling wedge, right? See the right line here and the blue line here, a falling wedge and then breakout. But it would be good for this weekend if we can close somewhere here, which I doubt it's going to happen. I doubt that's going to happen. It might take one more bounce here for us to close up, right? We might need Bitcoin to outperform one more time, for Bitcoin to outperform one more time for us for ETH to catch up and do really well. So the amazing thing is this. If we graph these two double tops, I've already explained, this was end of Bitcoin bull run, December 2021 top, right? This is ETH versus Bitcoin ratio, by the way. And this is bottom of Bitcoin in late September 2022, right? If we were to map that as the top and the recent bottom as the bottom, and then we can see that this area is the 38.2% Fibonacci retrace. And Ethereum got rejected exactly here, pretty much exactly here, and also on the trend line. Yeah, big coincidence, isn't it? And then not only did we get rejected, right, where did we stop? Now, if we captured this entire bounce with the bottom here to the top here, we retrace to almost exactly 50%, right, which is at 0.03, right, ratio of Ethereum price versus Bitcoin price. We pulled back almost exactly at 50% of this entire move. And now I think that's a reasonable place to bounce up and then try to break through here, and up we go. So I'm staying bullish on ETH versus Bitcoin. And look, that's not the only reason why. Let me just show you guys. After explaining all that, I guess most people would have a better idea of what's happening with ETH versus Bitcoin, and they can see that, okay, so it's basically a large pullback, and we pull back because, like here, right, because we hit a massive resistance, like here. This is Bitcoin dominance, by the way. Here is 2017 top, 2020 top, and boom, we hit here. And Pablo said like 2 weeks before that, we're going to top at 65% and Bitcoin dominance is going to come down. And some sort of altcoin season began. Now, I know we've doubled back. We've had this wick up and we've had this wick up. But I think what's happening is that is a topping tail. That is a topping tail. We don't get above here. We don't get above 63%. This thing, in fact, looks to me like a bear flag. Here's a flagpole. Here's the flag. Bear flag, boom. Something like this in 1 or 2 weeks, collapse down to the next level, 54%. Eventually, we could get down to as low as like 43, 44%, something like that, or at least 45% area.